There it is.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, how are you? I am Mr. Poseidon. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the show tonight. Another Sunday night classic. Tonight, as you guys know, we got two superstars on. That's right. Honey, want to tell them who that is?
Everybody knows Paulie and Erica of Get Real Bass Fishing.
That's right, and Erica has her own Instagram account under
Surfcaster Barbie.
That's right, us fishermen, we try to keep our wives intact in the fishing world. Right, honey?
You can say that.
So what's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to the show tonight. I'm really excited. I've been trying to get Paulie on for a while. It isn't that he didn't want to be on. He was just very busy. He did have a very, very busy last couple of years getting married, having a kid, and now the family has begun. So you know those busy times are ahead. Other than that, I want to say a quick hello to everybody, and then we'll get to our guests tonight. All right, guys. So as you know, tonight I'm going to be having a giveaway. I got some good stuff for you guys tonight. I'll show you right now. The overhead's not working either. This isn't working.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Let me see if I can make a little adjustment.
It's a beautiful thing. This is a husband-wife thing going
Here,
on.
the
There'd
overhead.
be some knocking out if we weren't on live stream right now going on. But
There's your
there you go.
overhead camera view.
So the overhead camera view we got on. You got here, you guys see. You got Spike's Bucktails. That's Long Island, New York. YouTube / Get Real Bass Fishing. This is what Paulie does. This is his business here on the side. And some beautiful stuff here from what I could see. You get 5 bucktails. Looks like it's ranging from the 2 ounce way down to a 1/4 ounce. I'm not sure. We'll ask him when he gets on for sure later. But I was going to give away 1 lucky winner. We're going to give this away to 3 lucky winners today. And good luck on that. Yeah, no doubt about it. So I want to say hello to everybody first. Danny DeMorales, how you doing, buddy? We got Erica. Hi, Erica. How are you? Mr. I know who that is. That's Paulie's wife. Paulie, what's up? How you doing? Call Ward. Antagonizer laws. Slow down, honey. You're going too fast for me. Bronx Surfcaster. Richard Quality. Quilty. Yeah. Okay. Help me, honey. Mario Gandini. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Brooklyn Fishers. Night Shift Fishing. Matt, I will be seeing you in August. We will be fishing that canal together. Carl Newman, how you doing, buddy? Mike Kish, what's going on? Joe Pinto, it's always a pleasure to see you, buddy. All right, so let's get started. I'm real anxious to get these guys on right now. Let's have a nice warm welcome for our number one fans, my number one fans out there. Eric and Erica and Paulie of Get Real Bass Fishing. Also Erica on Instagram on Surfcaster Barbie.
Hey,
What's up, guys? Yeah, you know that tacky stuff's got to happen on my show. What's up? How you guys doing tonight?
Hello.
We're good.
Yeah, boy. So I'm glad you guys are finally on the show. Last time, I know we had you on live during the Montauk Surf Association show last year. We were using some new wireless mics. We didn't have such a great broadcast. That's why we decided not to. Remember, we decided not to make that one live.
Yeah,
I was so angry. I was so angry.
But this is great. So glad you made it. You even got a babysitter.
That's it. You even got a babysitter, right? We'll show a couple of those pictures later. Honey, before we even get started, I want you to say that Bruce Bain thing.
Oh, okay.
Because then I don't want to miss that later.
We're going to forget. Bruce Bain wanted us to give a shout out to Antagonizer Lures and Pumbaa Plugs, who, let's see, for their extremely generous donations to Narragansett Surfcasters. So that's Antagonizer Lures and Pumbaa Plugs. And you can find them on Instagram. And I can just put it in the description as well.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you, honey. Thank you for that. You're such a superstar doing that. You know that? Got to get Erica to give you some little help on the fishing side.
Fishing, yeah, I need help on the fishing.
That's for sure. All right, guys. So I'm welcoming you to the show again. Thanks for being on. Guys, I'm going to start out by asking Paulie, how did this all get started? And just your fishing, not YouTube right now.
Not YouTube, just in fishing. And
Yeah.
what drew you specifically to striper fishing?
Yeah.
All right. Well, fishing, I've always been into fishing. My dad would take me fishing when I was a little kid in the canoe. We'd go get killies. I'd go searching in the backyard. I'd dig up dirt and try to find some worms. But yeah, fishing has always been something that I've done. I actually started out freshwater fishing. So my whole life was freshwater fishing. I wanted to be part of the Bassmaster Classic. I wanted to have that trophy. I wanted to do tournament fishing. I wanted to be the actual best in bass fishing. And for years, that's what I pursued, was bass fishing on Long Island. And it's really tough on Long Island to actually get into bass fishing because there's just not many places to go. We got little lakes and all that stuff.
Right.
But it all started from looking at worms in the backyard and putting them on a hook and trying to catch a fish. Yeah.
So, okay, so I don't want to leave out Erica totally on this. So, Erica, how did you get started into the fishing world here?
I think the first few times I went fishing when I was a kid, I went party boat fishing for like fluke with my dad.
Nice.
And that was like my first taste of fishing. But I didn't get into it on my own actually until I moved to Pennsylvania a couple years back and I started trout fishing. And then I got into bass fishing and kayak fishing. And then I moved back to Long Island, and that's what made me interested in saltwater fishing.
Right.
And
right.
that's when, once you catch a striped bass,
Right.
sometimes trout doesn't do it anymore. So,
Yeah, but you guys caught a little something better than smallmouth bass or largemouth bass or even stripers or any kind of fish. You caught each other, am I right?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no doubt. I followed you guys throughout that meeting, everything that Paulie was posting. Many of us were very happy for Paulie. It's always nice to find the love of your life, and that comes speaking from experience. I've been with my wife for 28 years. I'm going to throw her off the roof tomorrow. But I've been married to her for 28 years. I feel very, very lucky that I am with this woman. She's wonderful to me. She's my partner in life. Unfortunately, we couldn't have the little guy like you guys had, but
That's okay.
we're very happy, and life continues together, right, honey?
Of course.
So congratulations to you guys also.
How
So-
did you, what about
Go
the
ahead,
story
honey,
of
you
that?
ask him.
How did you guys meet? How did you guys come together?
You do this one.
Well, it was on me. When I moved back to Long Island and I wanted to do saltwater fishing, naturally I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I went on YouTube and I searched up, Long Island saltwater fishing, and Paulie's videos came up. So I kind of like started off as a fan, as weird as that is. I watched his videos. I tried to learn how to catch saltwater fish. And then I ended up messaging him about gear because I was like, I wanted to get into it. I wanted to be serious. I wanted to know what the right things to do, the right stuff to have. And then after talking for a little while, I still couldn't catch any fish. So finally, Paulie offered to take me fishing. And that day I caught my first striped bass.
Wow.
So, and the rest is history.
Paulie, all I got to say is on her catch, man, you're lucky, buddy.
He is lucky that I caught fish that day. I don't know if we would have hung out again if I didn't.
Yeah.
But that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I love to hear stories like that. I know you put up a couple of your posts of your wedding shots. You also had fishing rods by the beach. It was a beautiful thing. It was something I wished that I could do. But as soon as I said that to my wife, she's like, either you get married my way or get married your own way without me. So, but no, we didn't get to that point. But yeah, I've always wished I could do something like that. You guys did. It must have been a lot of fun that day. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, without
Yeah,
doubt.
I mean, she lived out west, farther west than I did. So I drove an hour and a half. It was out in Montauk too. Like our first time meeting was out at Montauk, surf fishing in Montauk.
Wow.
And
the
she
best.
drove all the way out there at 5. What time did you leave? 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning?
Yeah, 4:30.
And we stayed
That's
until
crazy.
I think 12:30 at night, and then she had to drive all the way back home. So it was a good day.
I wasn't leaving without catching fish. So, we spent the whole day there, the entire day.
Yeah, but you know
We got
what?
to fish early though.
Yeah.
The fish is good that you caught it, but just telling the story that you guys were out there all day, you knew that the connection was there, because if the connection wasn't there, you guys know better than I do. In the single world, it's over. And, you know, I had a nice time fishing, but we only fished 15 minutes. I know I had a great time. I'll see you later. But you guys...
Paulie says he's thankful that I talk a lot because he didn't have to talk much that day. He just did the fishing, and I just talked and talked and talked. I guess I'm the lucky one that we had a second date after that.
That's awesome.
That
That's so
cute.
awesome. Definitely cute. Paulie, also, I wanted to ask you. I know you said you started out in freshwater. I also follow you. Do a couple of lives once in a while, freshwater fishing. But, you know, one day I do want to get into it. It's not like I've never done it. I've done it before. Last summer or the September season, fall season, I went up to, what's that, Salmon River up there? What's that called?
Upstate.
Yeah.
I don't know, you always call it Salmon River,
But it's another name for it up there. Where they all go for the salmon up there. I forget
Pretty sure it's called the Salmon River.
Yeah, it is.
Salmon
It is.
River, but
I
yeah.
don't know what the name of the town
I
is.
forgot the name of the town. But
I
anyway.
think it's Pulaski.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
that's
Very
it.
good. Very good.
You know.
Pulaski, yes.
Pulaski.
Yeah, that's where I
yes.
was last year. It was a good time.
Yeah, the guys are chatting also. It's Pulaski.
yeah. Pulaski,
Oh, yeah.
without a doubt.
Look at that.
So,
Yeah.
so now here's what I really want to get into. So, Paulie, you started fishing. I know you did some fishing also with your brother, and you guys were fishing together. How did you decide to say, hey, man, I'm starting a YouTube channel? Were you watching YouTube first? How did this whole thing start?
So this is the funny part. I guess you can say it's the funny part.
Yeah.
I've been doing YouTube for 13 years.
Wow.
So in 2009, I was 12 years old. I always wanted to be Steve Irwin. All right? Steve Irwin was my idol. I wanted to be Steve Irwin. I always had fake cameras going around outside looking for bugs and lizards. And then my parents got me this little tiny camera, this little Kodak, and I started filming all the snakes I'd find. I'd start filming all the frogs. And eventually I got a better camera, and then we went fishing more often, and I'd film my fishing. And I've been uploading since 2009, and it all started with looking for bugs. It started looking for lizards and snakes and stuff like that. And then fishing came in, and it was just like, all right, so now I can make a fishing show. I can be Bill Dance if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I could be Roland Martin. I could be all these legends, and I could have
That's
a fishing
right.
show. I could be Mike Iaconelli. So I started doing that. And then it progressed into companies being like, hey, you're a 14-year-old boy. Let's do a partnership here. We'll give you some products and you film. And there was only a handful of us on YouTube at that time.
There was.
So I don't know if like other people in the saltwater world were there in 2009, but I know in the freshwater world, all the guys that I grew up with filming and being on there with being the top guys, they're all like, they're huge and stuff. They own companies. They're doing a bunch of stuff with their freshwater world.
Amazing.
And yeah, so there was only a handful of us, and we all just started growing and taking off, and it was like, all right, I can fish and I can film and make this actually into something.
I want to say that you were with the group called, now you probably definitely know them. Obviously, you know Fishaholic Rich. I've had him on the show. He was around that time when you started. Also, Sea Monkey. He was an early one. I don't know. You got to know him, right?
Yeah.
He's a little crazy, but he's a good guy. He knows how to fish. He catches those fish. Sea Monkey. And then, obviously, Elias Fishing, right?
Elias V,
Yeah, there was, and then there's a few more after that. But like you said, you called that right. There was only a few of us. I don't know how many new YouTube fisherman channels are started every day, but there's so many right now. You could just keep going.
Oh.
So I'm lucky I even got in when I got in, which was 3 years ago.
Yeah,
But
hey, you got to start somewhere.
yeah, you got to start somewhere. And I want to be honest. I watch your videos. I try to follow my videos along your lines. I also have other people I do the same with. Fishaholic. Fishaholic produces, I would say, 3 to 4 videos a week. How does he do it? I don't know. I don't know. That is a lot of work. So you finally decided to start your YouTube channel. And can I say at that time, Erica came in the picture, or was that a little later? I know it was a little later, right?
No, she was 8 years down the line.
Yeah.
okay.
No. 12 years down the line.
12 years down the line.
Yeah, 11 or 12 years down the line.
Okay.
Yeah, I met her in 2020.
Yeah, that's right. So that is basically 11
So
years.
11, 12 years or something like that.
Sure. But that's all good. I know also that you've just I don't know if you just made it. I think it was last week, 2 weeks ago. You've done 20,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that, brother.
Thank you.
Know
Thank you.
how hard that number comes by. It's a very difficult number to get to, but
Thank you.
it's a number that shows persistence and a very well job done due to the fact that you're still on and without strikes and things like that, a lot of people fail on and not around anymore. It's difficult. You got to follow the guidelines, right?
Yeah, you got to
No
stick
doubt.
with those.
No doubt. So,
I have a question
Yeah,
from
go ahead.
T saying, Erica, did Paulie propose at Smith Point?
No, actually, he proposed at Montauk where we met.
ah,
Oh, so
nice. That's cool. I'm so jealous, man. These are all like my dreams, and I didn't do it. I proposed at your mother and father's house. But anyway, that's another story. I had a couple of fish swimming in the sink, though. Don't worry. I tried to make it as real as I could.
no fishing involved. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
What else?
But, okay, so continuing, you guys got together and you guys started fishing together. Now, Paulie, nothing against you, and Erica, nothing against you either. A lot of these gentlemen on YouTube that have their female companions with them, whether they're their wives, their girlfriends, they always do better than us single bummers, man. We can't do it. We can't do it. We can't get subscribers. But it's nice to have a fishing partner that does the same thing as you, and you can both feed off each other, which is a beautiful thing. And like I said, husband and wife, what better team than you can get with that? No doubt about it. So you started the YouTube channel. You guys got together. When did you decide it and say, hey, I'm going to start building lures?
Yeah, that was actually I've been making my own lure. Like I said, I wanted to be like the very best. I wanted to do everything I could to be the very best. I've been making my own lures for my personal gain here by myself to fish with. Yeah, like those.
Yeah.
Today's
So I've been
giveaway.
making my own stuff for over 10 years, but I never sold it. You know, I wanted to figure out something that would work, and I wanted to master it before I actually brought it to the masses. And I started making my freshwater stuff. So I started something with it was called a pickerel crippler, and it was disgusting compared to what I make now, but it laid the foundations for what I have. And I was catching fish after fish after fish after fish on that bait. And that was one of the very first things I ever made. And then I went into inline spinners, and it's very difficult to make a new inline spinner. Like, there are so many inline spinners in the entire world. It's like almost impossible to redo that.
Yeah.
And I did. So after like 6 years of trying to figure out how to do it different, I finally did. And I kept it to myself for a couple years. I'd catch fish like crazy. I did a lot of videos with it. Everyone was like, oh, you got to sell it. You got to sell it. You got to sell it. I'm like, no, not yet.
Yeah.
And then I think in 2021, January of 2021, I launched the website. I started the bucktails. I started selling my spinners. Did we sell anything else? We got all the gear right here at the time. I think we were just throwing those spinners and the bucktails out in 21. And then after that, every single different season, so like spring, summer, fall, I tried to do something different and see what would work and try it for the next year. So last year we were throwing a bunch of different sized grubs, different sized bucktails, different patterns, different types. So we have the silicone jigs now. And yeah, I saw that in freshwater, and I was like, why shouldn't it work here in saltwater?
Correct.
So I took the saltwater version of the silicone jigs, and we were catching fluke like crazy. And we're just trying something new every single year.
And that's what you
Nice.
should do, man. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
It's always good to reinvent, because when you reinvent, you're going to gain all the profits on that. But I don't want to just keep talking to you, Paulie. I'm going to get back to you again, obviously. But I want to go over to Erica, and everybody's here asking online right now
Yeah.
about Erica's 50-pounder. So before we even let Erica tell that story, a couple of guys are asking, is that her first one or her last one? That is
the
her
photos back there?
14th 50-pounder, and she has caught 260s on the side. But
Yeah, okay.
anyway, yeah. So basically, when she caught that fish, I saw the post that night. I was just shocked-ified, just like every Erica. Nothing against men and women here. I love everybody, them, that's, them, who's, and whatever. I love everybody. But I'm going to tell you right now, when I saw that picture, every man's heart sunk right out their body onto the floor over there because you caught a nice, juicy fish that everybody, and I'm telling you, everybody dreams about that 50. And no discredit against you, Erica. You guys fish very hard. You fish at night. You fish the days. You fish all the time. And you fish more than your husband, I heard, because when people show up, some of the fans, he's got to take care of the fans while you take care of the fishing, and you did. So please tell us that story that night and how it started.
Well, that actually started earlier in the day. We decided it was actually raining. It was raining hard. And we kind of, as a joke, asked two of our friends if they wanted to come fishing with us. And they both were like, yeah, definitely not. So we set out in like pouring rain and we were like, we're just going to go west. You know, in the springtime, we live on Eastern Long Island. So like there's really nothing out here right now this time of year. So we were going to go west and we spent the whole day kind of like scouting new areas because we've never been over where we were. So after we found a couple of spots, we went and ate, and then we decided to come back at a better tide at the best spot. And, you know, a lot of people, I'm just going to say it because a lot of people said, they're like, oh, it must be nice when, you know, you have somebody, your husband or your boyfriend that just gives you a spot and a fishing rod. I did pick this spot. I scouted this spot, and I actually had to convince him to fish at this spot because he didn't want to. He wanted to go somewhere else. So I just want to say, I do take credit for what I did actually do. So,
sounds like somebody wants to kick somebody off the Get Real Bad Fishing site. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about it.
No, not at all.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Like, all my credit for this fish, like I would not have been able to reel this fish in without him. So he gets a lot of credit for it.
Yes, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, no. So we actually we went back at the right tide and everything like that. And you know, I don't always like to last as long as Paulie when we're out fishing because I get tired, I get cold. You know, in April it was pouring rain. So I actually wanted to leave and I told him that. And he's like, no, just a couple more casts. And that's when that fish happened. So I'm really glad that he didn't let us leave. Like, he was like, no, we're staying.
Absolutely.
So really it is thanks to him that I had that fish.
Wow,
because I was black, I was cold.
That's a beautiful couple right there. Both you know, complimenting each other there, and I appreciate that. I do the same with my wife once every 25 years. It's coming up next year, so. But other than that, so Erica, I want you to tell me more on that. I don't just want to leave it at that. So basically, what was the gear that you were using that night? If you remember, I know you remember, but anyway.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think that was a 9-foot or a 10-foot?
That was your 10-foot.
That was my 10-foot. It was a tsunami rod.
Okay.
So it's not even like, you know, this crazy rod setup, but I actually 2 weeks prior had got a Van Staal. And wow. I was fishing with like pen reels and stuff like that, and I'm kind of clumsy, so like I dunk reels very easily. Yes. So for a while I kept like ruining the reels that I had, and finally I was like, you know what, I'm going to invest in it. We're going to get a Van Staal. And that was the second time actually that I fished with the Van Staal, and so like that just added to the experience, definitely. But I had that, and I don't know, I think I only had 20-pound line on. So it's kind of a miracle that I was able to like pull the fish in without snapping off.
Yeah, I know.
It's a good setup.
So you were using, again, the bait you were using?
Oh, it was a 5-inch bone mag darter. We actually have it somewhere.
It's up there on the wall.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, we have it framed now.
I also, I don't have it here, but anyway, yeah, no, I have all of them. But I also keep a lot of my lures on the wall that I had great days on. This is from last year at the canal.
Wait.
And blah, blah, blah. But I like doing that too. It's just, I'm not here to talk about my lures, but yeah, it's just that I do the same thing. If I catch something nice on a lure, I like to save it and remember it from that lure. Just like the one that's hanging right off of here of my mic. This was the 28-pounder I got in one of the rivers in Connecticut last year, which was nice. But other than that, yeah, I definitely like to have my souvenirs where I can look at them and smile 24 hours a day with a mirror right there in front of me, you know? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So you guys got connected. We talked about also getting on YouTube. You got together there. I want to talk a little bit about your Instagram. How did that name come up? Surfcaster Barbie? Was it easy to figure out, or did you go through a few names?
Actually, it was somebody called me that once, like casually in a conversation, was like, "What are
Yeah.
you, Surfcaster Barbie?
Oh.
Does the box come with a mossy rock on the side?" And I
Yeah.
thought it was funny, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make an Instagram and I'm gonna do Surfcaster Barbie because a lot of
very cute.
people, when I started being on his YouTube,
Sure.
a lot of people would like, they'd add me on Instagram, and it was like my personal Instagram, and like I didn't know these people. They were just people who would fish. They were fans of Paulie, and they wanted
Right.
to add me as a friend. And I just wanted to keep it separate. So I was like, all right, this is my new persona. This is my fishing persona. And
Nice.
it kind of stuck really well. So
Yeah, it definitely goes with you, Erica, without a doubt. Surfcaster Barbie, without a doubt. What are we going to call you, Romina? Surfcaster Romina?
I don't know.
Surfcaster Mrs. Poseidon? What are we going to call you?
We'll think about it.
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so let's get back to...
Oh, wait. Somebody was
okay.
asking, what size Van Stall?
What
Did you
size
say-
were you using? Your
Oh,
device?
mine's actually a 150. I have really small hands.
Okay.
So like I tried, Paulie has what
Okay.
yours is a 250, right?
200.
I tried the 200 and I have like really small hands and I was like, this reel's too chunky. So it's just a 150, but I love it.
Nice, yeah. That
Nice.
question was coming from my man, Lore Walker. What's up, buddy? He was also at the show. He had a booth. He was selling his merchandise.
Nice.
Beautiful stuff that him and his wife has designed. Good stuff on there. I know I picked up some stuff from him yesterday. Thank you again. He's going to be on the show also very soon, promoting. Good fisherman. He's always out there fishing, doing the right thing. Thank you, everybody out there, for that. Mr. Bloodline Fishing Adventures.
Thank you.
What can I say is thank you very much for that. We appreciate that. We do work off donations off this show. We do lots of giveaways. You can ask Paulie. I paid him in cash yesterday. I do care very much about everybody on this channel to have good times, to meet each other, and just keep growing so we can always get bigger and YouTube can finally pay me my goddamn mortgage every month. I hate that. But other than that, let's get back to Paulie here. I want to get back to some questions. So, Paulie, I know you are a serious fisherman. I love your gear, man. When you put on your gear and you're all rolling on the beach, you saw that shot I had on the Instagram up. Best, man. I love that thing, man. I put that up in front, man. That's like a commercial, that shot. I loved it. But again, going back to saying to you is that I know you're serious with your fishing. You know, I listen to you when you talk on your videos, and I'm going to let everybody know. Paulie on Instagram comes up with knowledgeable videos, tutorial videos, which he's explaining to you in about a minute's time what plug he's using, why he's catching the fish here, where to go fishing, just really good stuff. And I always tell him how good those videos are. He has that like commercial voice. Everything is perfect. Not like me. I'm barely getting the sound out of my mouth. Is barely. Paulie's crisp, clear, knowledgeable, and you can learn some things off those. Excuse me. This is what I'm talking about. Off those 1 minute videos. I like that, Paulie. I want you to keep continuing it. And you definitely do have humor in you, buddy. I watch your videos. Some of them are funny, and some of them are more funny. But I like watching your videos. So, going back to you again, like I was saying, that I know you're a serious fisherman. So, how are you decided to get out there and say, hey, I'm gonna go striped bass fishing? How did you learn about this fish? What did that come about?
So before I got super serious into actually surf fishing, I went out a couple times every single year. I just never really caught anything. So I was kind of just, I don't know, going out to go out at that point. And then in 2019, I was doing a lot of freshwater fishing, and it really didn't seem like the YouTube channel was actually, succeeding. So I was like, all right, what can we do different? Because there's so much going on in the freshwater world now, and everybody wants to be the best guy. Everyone wants to have the YouTube channel. Everyone's trying. Everyone's got the GoPro. Of
course.
So my camera actually broke. So I broke the microphone jack. I couldn't get the microphone to work. I broke a lens. My camera's autofocus wasn't working. So we had this really, really big storm. I think it was early September of 2019. And I was like, all right, let's try it. Let's see what happens. And we're going to go out. If it works, then I'll continue YouTube. If it doesn't work, then I am done. I'm quitting. I'm not. I can't afford a camera. I can't afford to fix everything. So I went out. First cast, I caught a striper. So I was like, oh shoot, maybe this is something that's gonna work out. So I spent the next 8 hours on the beach working all the sandbars, going up and down miles and miles and miles with my wimpy gear, the only gear that I could afford. And I'm catching striped bass after striped bass after striped bass after striped bass. It wasn't big, it wasn't much. So they were maybe 24 to 27 inch stripers. They weren't anything to show off, but I love catching fish. I'll catch a shad and I'll be happy. You guys watch my videos, you'll see that I'm happy with a shad. You know?
Absolutely.
But I was like, all right, maybe this can work. So I went home that night, downloaded the footage. The next day I edit the footage and I'm like, all right, now I got the bug. Let's go back out. I upload that video that night while I'm out fishing. I come back home and it has 4,000 views as opposed to my freshwater videos. I get 126 that year. I was like, oh my gosh. So this could be a thing.
Right.
So I just keep going striper fishing. I'm catching schoolies, but
yeah.
you see the excitement. I just love catching fish.
Absolutely.
And that year, my channel just blew up from what I have. You weren't even there yet.
No.
I think I had like 4,000 subscribers, and we jumped up to like 8,500 that year.
Wow.
So between September and November, actually into December, we were catching fish into Christmas that year. So in those couple months, I doubled my YouTube channel.
Holy smokes!
And
wow.
I was like, all right, this is
it. This is it.
Working.
I hope that doesn't happen to me. I'll tell you why. Because if it happens to me, I'm going to get a heart attack, and that's it for YouTube right there. I'm telling you right now. I want to thank everybody for making those donations really quick. Rick Hernandez, Hyper Striper, Alan Waters. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Bruce Bain, Luke Chesnick. Thank you so much. Bloodline Fishing Adventures. You guys are awesome. Go back to Paulie again. Thank you, Paulie. Go ahead. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So I was catching fish, right? So let's go back to September. I catch my stripers. I'm uploading those videos, and September 13th of 2019 rolls around, and I go to Montauk. It was a full moon. I was like, if I know anything about surf fishing, I know the moons are good. I know that a high tide produces more water, produces more areas for fish, right? So I went to Montauk with one of my best friends. We get out there, we make a video. We're like, oh, there's a bunch of guys just sitting in their trucks. You got their wetsuits, waders hanging up. No one's on the water. So either they know something we don't, or we know something they don't. We get out there, we fish that chimney or whatever they used to call it, the pillbox. I don't know if it's still there, but
it's not. They knocked it down.
So we're fishing that pillbox, and all of a sudden we get into a blitz. So I'm like, all right, so I have these couple stripers. I'm getting blitzes. This could work. So I get into my first fish. I catch it. I release my fish. My best friend gets into his first striper. And then he's up on the rocks. And I'm like, all right, don't come down here. I'm down here already. I'll pick up the rocks, the fish from the rocks. I bring it up, show him, get a picture, take it. I go to release it. I slip. I get a piece of rebar through my leg. I'm out for a month.
Ooh.
So I'm like, oh, okay. So it was working, and now I'm out a month.
You guys heard that, right? I just want to interrupt. He got a piece of rebar through his foot as he was walking on this.
He's proud of it. Look.
Oh! Oh, the show's over. Close your eyes. Holy smokes, buddy.
Center stage on my wall.
No doubt about it, man. I didn't know that.
But yeah, so I'm out for a month after thinking I finally figured out something that's going to work. And I get back. I'm not even supposed to go out onto the water yet because the wound is still open. They stapled it and all that. And I go into waders, and that's not a good idea for a wound because you sweat, you get all the water, all the bacteria, everything inside, right? Go back out, and I have the best day of striper fishing of my entire life. Like I said, no big fish. All the big fish are gone at this point. So we're just catching maybe up to 30 being the most.
Right.
30 inches being the most. Having 75 fish mornings, coming back out in the evening, catching 75 more fish. And like I said, I just love catching anything. If it's small, if you use the right gear, a small striper is super, super fun. So we're catching that. I'm posting videos. Guys are loving it. Guys are relating to it because not everyone's out there all hours of the day catching the big fish. You know, some of us are out there maybe an hour or two after work or before work, and we're catching small fish and enjoying it.
Absolutely.
So all throughout that, all the way up to Christmas time, we were just catching striped bass, and everyone started following the channel. Smooch and Release was going all over the place, sometimes in a negative way, but you know, a lot of times it was positive. Everyone loved the stuff.
Of course.
Next year, COVID hit. So everyone was either out of work and looking for something to do, and my videos showed up. And she came back to Long Island, and now she found my stuff. Me and my buddies are out catching 15-pound bluefish. We're catching big stripers for what we were doing the year before. You know, we're catching 34-inch stripers and stuff like that. Yeah. Top water. I'm learning new techniques. I'm teaching new techniques, and
everything went well.
Yeah, and a segment of my YouTube channel that year, I actually called it a surfcaster's journey. So me learning how to do everything, I was showing people, hey, I failed here. Don't do this. Now you saw me do it, so don't do this. Let's try this. And it works. All right, do this. This reel works. This reel doesn't. This rod broke. This rod didn't. And we were just learning and learning and learning and learning. And from that point on, Get Real Bass Fishing and Smooch and Release turned into a saltwater fishing channel.
Without a doubt, buddy.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. You did really good for yourself, man. You are good at what you do. And so is your wife, Erica. A great compliment to that team that you guys are working it. And hopefully one day, you know, you can get yourself $500,000, $1 million, you know, and you don't have to depend on so much. You don't have to worry. So you can sit back and actually concentrate more on fishing. As you could see, Fishaholic Rich, I joined him when he had about 17,000. I found him on YouTube, and I followed him through. He just broke 200,000, and you could see he's fishing full time. And I'm not saying the guy's making millions of bucks, because he's not. You know, you guys know better than I do how YouTube works. It took me a year. 1 year, you know, people say to me, oh, I want to do what you do. You must do great. What kind of money you making, Mr. Poseidon? And I tell them, I'm like, listen, my first year, you want to know what I made? $988. That was my first year. This year. It took me a year. And then when they hear that number, they're like, really, $1,000? That's pretty good. Wait. Listen to what I'm saying.
A whole year.
A year. If you want to quit your job and go work a job for 40 cents an hour or whatever it comes out, do it. But it's very difficult. And that's why I say to you guys, I hope you can score big enough that you can do this as your full-time gig, and at the same time really enjoy it, so you can give your subscribers and your followers the best content that they can get from you guys.
We have a question for Paulie. Let's see. We have Joe Pinto saying, Paulie says he's allergic to fish. So can you ask him if he touches his fish, do his hands swell up and lock up? That's what mine do. But I can eat fish, no problem. Just can't touch them.
Wow. So, yes, actually, up until fall of 21, right? My entire life, actually, after 4 years old, I used to eat fish a lot. I used to eat shrimp a lot. I used to eat crabs.
Sure.
And at 4 years old, I became allergic to fish, shellfish, and all that stuff, and a lot more. But then, like, fall of 2021, I just wasn't anymore.
Wow.
Like, I ate fish for the first time last fall.
Oh.
So, a couple months ago. And I'm not a fan of it. So, we're going to continue to Smooch and Release. But,
okay, cool.
But, yeah, my hands, every time we would bait fish, like, it got to a point to where I just didn't want to go porgy fishing. And that's why we don't have a lot of those on there back from a year ago.
I would put the clam on the hooks.
Yeah. Oh, well, now that's exposed. She would bait my hooks for me. But my hands would be so swollen and itchy. I'd have to itch them on the carpet on the boat. Any wounds, any cuts, whatever, it would just swell up and get infected, and it hurt so much. And even just holding the stripers in general, getting the slime on my hands would swell up. They'd get really itchy. Like, there was times when I got home and I was just on the ground, just moving my hands on the carpet just to itch them, because it hurt so bad. But yeah, after, I don't know, some random fall of 2021, I just,
it just like
wow,
just went away.
I can't believe
weird.
that.
So
you can still eat it. You can still eat it though.
Yeah,
Okay.
I not for those years. Up until the 2021, I couldn't eat it either. Like my face would swell
Oh,
up, I'd get
shoot.
hives, I'd probably die, the doctor said. So
Oh,
I stayed away
shoot.
from it. I had an EpiPen,
Yeah.
911 on speed dial.
Oh,
But
shoot.
yeah, um
So bad.
yeah, so
Wow.
I can eat everything I'm allergic to now, and it just all just stopped.
I don't know.
Very
It was
cool.
weird. It just went
Wow.
away.
That's good, though. I'm glad it went away, man. I mean, that's your thing, fishing. So I'm so
It
glad
made it
that it
more
went
funny
away.
though.
Yeah,
You know,
right?
like everyone's like, "Oh, you're into fishing." Yeah, but I'm allergic.
You should make a quick 1-minute reel of people saying to you, hey, you're that guy, Paulie. Get real bad for yeah, but I'm allergic now. And then the same question again. You're
Yeah,
that guy.
when
Yeah,
I
but I'm
went-
allergic now.
Exactly. When I went down to ICAST, which is the biggest fishing expo in the entire world, I went down there and guys, they were like, "Oh, you want they would treat you out there and you get lobster. They
Sure,
take you to
sure.
everywhere and they'd buy anything you want for them." And they were like, "Oh, you want some lobster?" I'm like, "No, actually, I'm allergic." They're like, "Wait, you're a fisherman. You're allergic to fish?" I'm like, yeah. And everyone always thought it was funny, and I was on death's doorstep while they're eating lobsters next to me.
Holy
But you know,
smokes, man.
whatever.
It's crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
shoot.
Like Ange the gorilla angler
Yeah.
saying, that's got to be crazy. Imagine being allergic to your passion.
Imagine, right? Oh, shoot.
You know what? I
Yeah,
thought was
yeah,
cool about
yeah,
it though,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I think that Paulie's passion, which then turned into mine, his passion about catch and release, really was born because of that. Because even if he decided, hey, like I want to catch a fish, I want to take it home, I want to cook it, he couldn't. So he became that much more passionate about catch and release
Wow.
because of
Yeah.
that. So it
That's
kind of had
cool.
it like a little good spin on it.
Definitely a good spin. Now, I'm feeling like you guys can write a beautiful novel about this. What do you think? Yeah. It's
There
getting
we go.
there. That book is only starting, man. You guys are only up to chapter 1 here. We'll add chapter 2 because in the first one, Paulie was alone. Chapter 2 was when
There you go.
Barbie,
Yeah.
Surfcaster Barbie came into the picture. But other than that, I want to...
We have a comment from
ahead, honey.
Turtle Cove Tackle. They're commenting, these two are great. A ton of hard work, long hours for sure. Happy to see them. Yes, CSEA. Haha. On the show tonight. Ro, tell them we send our best. So the best from Turtle Cove Tackle to you
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you.
Aw,
Very nice.
We
Definitely.
love them and we love their gear, so thank you very much.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
I'm in the same boat as you. I believe in their gear. They sent me a medium shirt. They immediately sent me an extra large. Don't tell anybody I wear extra large. But they immediately sent me an extra large shirt. They make a ton of great gear. Their what is it? Their plier carriers, their boga grip holders, their lanyards. Their knife is fantastic. I bought 2 of them. I gave one of them away on the show on the Poseidon Challenge last year we had in Montauk. And just great, another great couple that work together and do the right thing for the surf casting industry. And we appreciate you guys also, too. Thank you very much to Turtle Cove Tackle. Thanks, guys. Also, I want to mention to Ange the Gorilla. I met Ange the Gorilla a while back on through YouTube, through Instagram. Yesterday, I was at the show, which was at the Ward Melville High School there.
Like
Ange-
Paulie and Erica, too.
Yeah, like Paulie and Erica. And I happened to meet Ange the Angler there with his lovely daughter. We took some pictures together. We talked. Ange the Angler is a dynamite dad, dynamite family guy. He looks like he's going to knock you out in the street. If you say the wrong thing, he will. But other than that, he is a very good guy. I like him very much. He also has his own club, Ange the Gorilla. What is it? The Gorilla Club? Ange, you want to write your club there? It's the Gorilla Angler. I know he's got a couple of shirts there, long sleeve shirts there for sale. I don't know if they're still available, but I like Ange. Good guy. I thank you, Ange, very much. And keep going, brother. We'll get together this year. We'll do some fishing together. Any other questions out there? Dylan Jewell. My cousin was never allergic to shellfish her whole life. And one day she ate it and went into a anaphylactic shock and passed away. Very scary stuff. And to continue on that, Dylan, my wife also went into anaphylactic shock one night. We were with her mother. We had dinner, and all of a sudden it happened. and she turned into and I'm not making a joke. My wife is a beautiful lady, and she turned into the Elephant Man within minutes.
Oh my
the
God.
whole head swelled, everything. She could barely breathe. We rushed her to the hospital.
We got to the hospital.
And they gave her the anaphylactic shot, right? What is it?
The EpiPen.
EpiPen. And she was fine over that. Yeah, but like he said, it's very important. It's very dangerous. Be very careful. If you ever feel swelling and something like that, do not waste. Do not hesitate. Get into a car and into a hospital immediately.
Oh, boy.
Yep. There you go. So, Paulie, we don't have to worry about that. You don't have to carry an EpiPen. Just keep eating that fish and rubbing that fish all over your body, and happiness when you catch it. Oh, man. So what else can we ask them? Anybody else want to ask any questions? How about we do this? How about we have a calling caller? Honey, can you put that number up for us?
All right.
Beautiful thing.
Somebody wants to call in.
And ask these guys any questions you like. Any funny stuff goes on, you get transferred right out of the room, and you will never be back here again unless you have a lot of money to pay me. But so anyhow, let me see what we got. So put it up there. Please call in. That's 845-213-3895.
3895.
We might have to put on the Bluetooth here also.
We can bring it into the system.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Bronx Surfcaster saying, Edwin, that's your cue.
Edwin, please, if you're out there, call us. Edwin's always a guy that calls in. Anybody can call in, man. Don't be embarrassed.
Call. That's okay.
Come on, call. Don't worry. I won't hang up on you. I promise. Oh, Edwin says I'm working.
That's okay.
I know Bruce Bain is out there. Bruce, you're always a caller that calls in. Angie Angle, please call in. Ask these guys anything you like. It's tough to get people on my show to call in for some reason. There's like, you watch all these shows through your life and the TV and all the phones light up. We're like 15 people, and that's what we thought when we would do it. And we're like, call already, somebody. Nobody calls, but anyhow, that's all right. Honey, you want to go in the other room and act like you're Alice or somebody?
I thought it would be funny if, like, his mom called and had the baby on the phone.
Oh, that would be
because that's
great.
something that she would have done.
You gave her an idea now. Is that her ringing the phone right now, honey?
Right?
Well, Owen wants to.
Yeah, see, they even commented, Owen wants to. Owen's our son.
Yeah, Joe Pinto calls. Oh, who do we got calling? All right, we're standing by. We're waiting. Get that caller on here. Guys, I want to tell you, thank you so much for coming on tonight. This has been so knowledgeable and so fun to get to know the inside and behind the scenes of you guys. I enjoy that very much, and I know everybody else does. Go ahead, honey. We have who?
Ange, the gorilla angler.
Yeah, boy. Ange, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Good. How is everybody?
Oh, fantastic, buddy. We got another caller. You're going to have to stand by. You can hear the beeping on the other side. But anyway, you got Erica and Paulie from Get Real Bass Fishing on tonight. As you know, please feel free to ask anything you like, buddy.
Honestly, how many times has she outfished you, but you couldn't put it on the video because the video focus was something you was doing?
So there it is.
You want to answer this question?
Well, the real answer to this question is that Paulie actually outfishes me in number all the time. He's always catching more fish than me, but I always catch the bigger fish. Like I'm good for like 2 or 3 solid fish in a fishing trip, and he'll be slamming fish the whole time, and I get frustrated, but then I remind myself, like, you know what, quality over quantity. That always happens to me. Like I'll always end our fishing trip with a nice fish. So he actually does mostly outfish me, but I mean size wise I always outfish him.
I could see.
That's gotta hurt. That's definitely gotta hurt.
That's definitely gotta hurt. You
Love it.
know
That's
what
a
I
great
think hurts
question.
more, Ange, is on that ride home after that trip they had. You know, he's all happy. He's like, yeah, I got 60 fish today on my own. And she blurts out, yeah, but I got that 50, remember?
You never want to hear mine is bigger than yours. Fuck your wife.
That's so awesome. Thanks for
beautiful-
calling in, Ange.
Thank you, Ange. Thank you, buddy.
No worries.
God bless
Appreciate you. Thank you, guys.
God bless, man.
Paulie, Erica, keep doing
Thank
your
you.
thing, man.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
thanks
you.
so much.
Thank you.
Go ahead, honey. You can take that next one. Guys, whoever was calling, you can call back again if you like. That was a pretty cool question he had.
You know, that's probably the most frequent question that people ask us.
Yeah.
I think they do a lot of the time.
Yeah, but like I said, I just love catching fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just as excited as she was when she caught that big fish, and
He was.
I couldn't sleep. I
Yeah.
couldn't sleep that night.
It's the truth, buddy. You know, I've taken my wife fishing a few times. I remember one time we were together at the river really quick, and I had to go to the bathroom. And I don't like using those little things they set up, those portable things. So I don't use those. So I'm only 5 minutes away. So I says, honey, I'm going home. So I shoot home. By the time I come back, she's sitting, she's taking the sun. It's in like, I say mid-May. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I got a fish. I'm like, what do you mean you got a fish? So she's like, look. So I look at the line, and it's like limp all the way to the bottom and going to the rocks and then right down. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So I get down on the rocks. I walk down to the edge, and I'm like, where's the fish? And she's like, he's hiding. He's under the rocks. I'm like, what do you mean? So I pull up the thing, and there it was. She had her first striper, 25-inch, which was pretty cool, and I was very happy that day. I got that picture somewhere. I'm never gonna show anybody, because then it's no. I'm gonna show everybody, though. Honey, what's up, honey? Who's on?
Okay, so
Yeah,
we have
go on the mic.
we have Paulie's mom with Owen, the baby.
Oh, yeah, we gave them the idea.
So okay, hi, Paulie's mom. How are you?
Hi. Say hi,
Awesome.
Owen.
How are you tonight? Good.
I am good. We're watching Paulie and Erica right now with Owen.
That's the best part, and I just want you to know that Erica and Paulie are going to use you for the rest of your life to watch their baby. I'm just letting you know.
And that would make me one very happy grandma.
And I believe that. Good answer, darling. Thank you so much for that. So, let me ask you a little bit now, since we got you on the phone. How do you feel about Erica and Paulie? You know, the fishing and going together. How do you feel about that? Are you that type of?
I think they are two peas. They're two peas in a pod.
Oh, that's so nice.
They were
to
made
say.
for each other. We knew from the very first moment we met Erica that those two would be getting married.
That's so
Aw.
good. That's so good. Does it have anything to do with the name Erica? Because I want you to know that in real life, my name is Eric. So I just want you to know that. That's all.
Aw,
Erica.
name, good
Yeah.
name.
Yeah. Good
great
name.
name.
So please feel free to ask them something that you wouldn't normally ask them when you were with them. And I'm sorry, Mrs. Paulie, but no dirty stuff on the show here. We're very clean. Go ahead.
Well, Erica has said that she thought I would call, but I wasn't going to call until Grace said, you should call. So we tried to call, and Owen just wanted to say, hi, Mommy and Daddy. I'm very proud of you guys.
Aw.
I can
Thanks.
hear a little.
Owen-
I can hear a little bit in the background. A little.
Is
Yeah.
he saying?
Yeah, he's watching the turtle.
That's
Aw.
awesome. That's awesome.
He's starting to talk. How old is he again?
Oh, no, he's
No, he's only a few months old.
Oh,
No. He's not. My wife's like, he's
tiny.
really? Has he got his college education also?
almost.
But it's so
Oh,
nice.
cute.
We appreciate you giving a call. If you want to ask anything else, please do.
No, I don't want to hold up the line from anybody else calling in.
You're not holding up
So-
anything, darling. It's not like.
Say bye, Mommy. Bye, Daddy.
What was that? Say
Say
that again.
bye.
Bye.
Bye, Paulie's mom.
All right,
Bye,
thanks.
Owen.
Bye, darling. Thank you so much. for that.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Anybody else want to give a call, please do. We're closing up on the show in a little while. The show usually runs about an hour. Tonight we're going to go a little over. That's because we have Erica and Paulie on from Get Real Bad Fishing, and Erica on her Instagram account, which is Surfcaster Barbie. So,
We have another question.
Yeah.
Alan Waters asking, do either of you have fishing spots that the other one doesn't know about?
good one.
Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah. you can
Looking
tell.
at
You
each
can
other
tell
like-
that they do have spots they haven't told each other about.
Well, honestly, I tell people all the time, just go on Google Maps. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
technically, I have things pinned on there that she doesn't know about, and she
Uh-huh.
probably has locations pinned that I don't know about. But like, that's the perfect thing. Is like,
Yeah.
I have the 4x4 truck, so I have to go on all the 4x4 access ones. So, we
There
know
you
each other's
go.
spots.
Yeah, there you go. There
I
you go.
think.
Well, no, at this point in time, yeah, no, we know each other's spots, but there's a few spots that I've done really well on fishing on my own, but then I can't contain when I get excited. Like I caught a really nice, like 25, like to 30 pound fish. I never weigh fish. I don't even have a boga anymore.
Wow.
It's just too cumbersome to carry.
It is
But I went
sometimes,
fishing by
yeah.
myself, and for some reason, when I go by myself, I always do really well. And I found a spot that I scouted out on the map like a while before. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go there. And I caught a really nice fish. And of course, I couldn't just be like, no, you know what, this spot's mine. So I got excited and I showed Paulie the spot. He definitely didn't catch the same kind of fish that I did there, but I just get excited and share them anyway.
Yeah.
But now we kind of have the same spots.
You know,
we like fishing with each other,
Right,
so
right.
wouldn't really want it any other way.
Yeah.
So now I just thought of something that came to me. So a lot of men, I'm going to put it from my perspective now. So remember back in the days when I was single, you'd go out, you go to the bar, and maybe you might see a girl you might like, and the girl will give you the eye, and then you'll walk over and you're like, hey, you want a drink? And she'll be like, okay, get me this. And as soon as you hand them the drink, it's over. So now I started thinking, I wonder if Paulie was thinking, I'm not giving her my spot. She could be using me tonight. Did you feel like that at all, Paulie?
So I've made that joke so many times.
Oh, you have?
Especially
Okay.
being a YouTuber, I was like, all right, who is she working for?
Yeah.
Like the first day that we
Right.
met, I said goodbye to my parents. I was like, listen, if I don't make it back because this is some dude and not this pretty girl, this is where I am.
Yeah, there you go,
But-
man.
But
There you
I guess no, I don't know.
Yeah, I get it, man. I get it totally. It's good that that you guys, your husband and wife, many husbands, I should say, dream about their wives to go fishing with them. Mine only goes fishing with me because I put a knife to her back.
No, that's not true.
No, that's not true, obviously. But
so
I feel very lucky. My wife is good to me. She's very good to me. But to have a woman who actually loves fishing also the same as you, it's a beautiful thing. So for that, I salute both of you guys. You get along that way, that both of you are fishermen, and it only helps it can only help in any relationship if you both like something that you both do together, which is cool, man. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
So anything else you guys want to mention? Anything else? Paulie, you, in the future, you're planning any plug building, or are you just going to stick with your, with the bucktails and stuff?
Yeah, like I said, I just want to keep improving everything.
Yeah, good for you.
I do want to do some plug building. My dad is a very good woodworker, and
perfect.
we have all of the tools. So it's just a matter of time. This whole last couple months, I've been working on stuff for the show and stocking up for this season on all the sales. So every year, we're just trying to do something new and improve. But I'd love to do plug building. Me and my dad have been talking about it for 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of time. And when we can get the time to either not be working, not be fishing, not be filming, not be editing, to do something like that, then yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I can offer as far as experience on that is just build a few for yourself. And if you see you're catching fish with them, hey, why not? You're looking to improve into your fishing world. And like we were talking about earlier, it's great to do something you love and have YouTube pay you for that. So I got another caller.
We have Bruce Bain on the line.
All right.
I know he had a question on the chat, but now he can say it live on.
Hey, Bruce, what's up, buddy?
How you doing, pal?
Good, man. So we're talking to Bruce Bain. That's the Narragansett president there of the club out there. Bruce, go ahead, guys. You're with Paulie and Erica right now.
Hey, guys. First of all, congratulations on the baby. I've been following you guys since the very beginning. I think it's totally awesome what you do.
Thank you.
I want to ask you, my children are grown up now. Me and my wife, we have 4. The youngest one's like 30 years old. But how's the baby affected your fishing? Like, do you guys have a date night where you get mom to babysit and you both go out fishing together? Or does Paul stay home with Owen and you go fishing? Or you stay home with Owen and he gets to go fishing?
Well, Owen was born at like the peak of like the fall run.
Wow.
So like even before he was born, I feel like he kind of affected our fall season in that sense. And, you know, going into the winter, it hasn't really been fishing season. So now that he's, you know, he's just turned 4 months old, now we definitely have grandma on speed dial for the spring season, and she's willing to babysit a lot. If anything, she's happy to babysit a lot. So I think that we're going to be able to have a decent season with our babysitter nearby. So
Yeah.
you know, and just until he's old enough to come out with us, you know, not necessarily fish. I know it'll probably be some time before he's able to fish, even though I hope it's sooner than later. But
He's gonna touch
Yeah.
his first striped bass before he walks.
yeah, probably.
Guaranteed.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Enjoy it, guys, because it goes by so freaking fast. You won't believe it. And I got one more quick question.
Sure.
Eric's my fishing partner when he's in Rhode Island. He knows I'm no slouch, but what do you guys do with the mag data? Because that's one plug I have no luck with. How do you guys fish it?
That's your favorite lure.
Oh, well,
yeah?
it is. It became my favorite lure actually, even before I caught the big fish on it. I use that as like my search bait. So like when I like show up somewhere, if I see there's some current, like in like just perfectly calm water, I feel like it doesn't really do much. But in some good current, I feel like it dives and it floats really fast. So I like to do like medium retrieves, and I just give it a couple twitches, and I usually always get hits on it after a twitch, and I pause because it floats back up super fast. A friend of ours, Greg Taylor, just had a really awesome article all about the mag darter, and he actually interviewed me about the whole scenario with the big fish, and I told him how I like to fish it, and he had a lot of really great insight on how versatile it is, because it really is. You can fish it anyway.
I got to ask you
Yeah,
really quick. Eric Taylor, excuse me,
Greg Taylor.
Greg Taylor. Are we talking about the guy that plays hockey?
No, he writes for the Fisherman. He just had a really awesome article come out about a week ago in the Fisherman, and it's all about the mag darter.
Okay,
It's a
not
really great
Eric, you
article.
know-
You guys should check it out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Eric, you know Godfather Greg Taylor. I just swore him into the
That's
club
the guy
last
I'm
month.
talking
He
about.
just joined Narragansett. Yeah,
That's what
Greg.
He had on a couple of
Yeah, that's him.
posts on the last few days. He plays hockey.
Oh, I didn't
That's
know
why-
that.
yeah,
I knew he was a snowboarder. I didn't know he
Yes.
played
Yeah,
hockey.
he does everything. He's a dynamite guy. And I had him on my show, Erica.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was here. He was on the show. Yes. Go ahead, honey. I'm sorry.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Good luck, and thanks for answering the questions. Have a good season.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thanks so
Thank you.
much. You too.
I have another good question coming in here. It's coming from Chris Palmer. He's asking, Eric and Paulie, do you have a bucket first place? You moved, honey, and I lost where I was reading it.
Oops.
Well, where you guys want to go? Oh, there it is. First place for you both to go. A bucket fish place for you guys both to go. Like, is it Cabo?
on
Is
the
it,
bucket
you
list.
know?
Do you have anywhere? Because I have plenty of spots.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen,
All right.
anywhere there's
There you
fish.
go.
I personally want to go down to the Amazon. I want to get on big peacocks.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah. We got on I got on like a 7-8 pound peacock down in Florida, and I have never experienced such a hard fighting fish in freshwater than a peacock bass. And my dream is to go down and catch giant peacocks, 30-pound peacocks with topwater down in the Amazon in chocolate milk water, and just have that explosion on top, because you can't fish hard enough for them. You know, you could just be ripping topwater baits, and then all of a sudden they're just like freshwater bluefish. I can't wait for that. Oh, and bonefish. I want to catch a bonefish.
There you go.
That's one of my
Have you? I
things.
think you might have mentioned tarpon before. You've caught a tarpon, am I right?
We've gone for tarpon. I haven't caught one yet,
I haven't
but
got one, yeah.
I would love to catch tarpon.
They're
Yeah.
a tough fish to catch. You can definitely hook them. It's going to take a lot to bring it in. You got to have all your gear prime and the right stuff on, because anything under, you're going to lose that fish without a doubt.
Yeah. When we went down to Florida for our honeymoon, and
Uh-huh.
they were telling us to use big hooks on our swim baits just in case you caught a tarpon. I'm like, just
There
in
you
case.
go.
Like that's like a bycatch of what I'm targeting. That's insane. But yeah, I mean, you need the right stuff for that, and
You need the right
just
stuff.
guarantee something.
Yeah, it amazes me when I see those videos, Paulie, of what a hard fighting fish. That fish will come out of the water 15, 20 times before you pull it in. That's a strong fish.
And you might not pull it in.
And you might not pull it in, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Wow.
I want to continue a little bit more. Is anybody else calling in? Do you have somebody, honey?
No, not on the phone, but we have questions here
Yeah.
from Mario Gandini.
Yes.
Paulie's good at fluke fishing. What's his setup from rod to reel? What jigs and weight? Gulp or squid strips?
Perfect question.
Yeah.
I love that question. So like I said before, I like trying new things every single year. So I tried 4 different rods last year because I don't want to be the guy that's just like, here, just use this one specific company and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So I used, I'll use freshwater gear, by the way. It's a Defender from Favorite Fishing. It's a 7-foot medium fast. And another rod is the St. Croix Bass. I have them all right here. Bass X rod, 7 foot. I like
yeah.
7 foots.
Yeah.
And then another one is the 13 Fishing 7-foot one medium fast. And then the other one is the Tsunami Airwave 7-foot medium heavy. That's when I'm throwing the bigger jigs. But I like to fish a 1/2 ounce, one of my silicone jigs that we sell on smoocherelease.com. We have the 1/2 ounce jigs with gulp. We match them, the colors perfectly with those gulp. And the Fire Tiger ones, yeah.
Such a good color for fluke.
And it works so well if you're just fishing around, like we fish Shinnecock Inlet a lot. And if you're fishing around there, the water's not too deep. So the 1/2 ounces work really, really well. And we put those gulp curly tail grubs on there. I think it's like a 4-inch grubs I like to stick with. And I like to keep it light. You know, I love having fun. I don't want to just horse in fish because sometimes you're from the shore, you're not catching giant fluke. You're catching little 18 inches up to 20 something inches. You're not catching ocean doormats. So I like 15-pound braid, or if I'm fishing more towards around the rocks, I'm fishing 20-pound braid or 15 mono-leader with 20-pound mono-leader. It really just depends on the structure that I'm fishing around. But those are my oh, and the reels, Shimano Stratix, Shimano Naskis.
Beautiful.
I've tried pens, I've tried quantums. I've tried, what else have I tried and thrown out? I've just tried a lot because I just butcher gear. But the Shimanos seem to be the best bang for your buck.
Without a doubt. Yep, I like that too. Also, I want to mention here that, what was I going to say? Oh, so this morning, guys, when I come home from work, I told you I'm a 12 to 8 worker. So when I come home from work, I always have a cup of coffee in my truck, and I'm driving out of the city, and I have a clear path all the way home. On the other side, unfortunately, everybody's in traffic coming in. So I'm very lucky in that fashion. So on the way home, I what was I going to say?
You went over to check out what's going on at the pier?
Yes. Thank you. This is great. After 28 years, when you start forgetting and your wife reminds you, it feels like you're putting on a pair of glasses and you could see again. I'm telling you. But so I went down this morning and I take my ride through the pier. It's about a 1 mile long pier. Guys, you're invited all the time to come up here. It's a ground pier. You guys should come. But anyway, I took that ride through the pier, and I happened to see John Francisconi. John Francisconi is on right now, and I parked there in front of him. I had some other of my buddies there. George, we call him the General, blah, blah, blah. These guys were fishing. So as I parked my car, I saw John running for his pole. He had on a fish. As I'm walking towards him, John, you want to put up that picture really quick? So that was John Francisconi this morning. I took that picture. 31 inches, 10 pounds. And that, my friends, I like to call that a holdover. Last year was probably running in the 25, 26-inch range and didn't leave. But, John, you are the man, brother. I don't know if you scored any more after that, but that was a beautiful fish and a better release. Thank you so much for that, John. Much appreciated.
Good fish right now.
Yeah, definitely a good fish right now. So going back to, again, Paulie and Erica.
Okay, we have another question
go ahead.
from Bloodline Fishing Adventures. Ask them, if they only had 2 plugs to choose from their bag, what would it be and why?
Nice.
You do one, I'll do the other.
Well, everyone's going to think that I'm going to say the mag darter, but I think that the bucktail is the most versatile thing that you could possibly use
Bravo.
because it works in any kind of water as long as you have a few different weights and colors. Like the bucktail works anything. Like you can use it in back bays, you can use it in the surf, like in inlet, anything. I would definitely pick a bucktail. Did I take yours? You were going to say bucktail.
No, you're good. Like
She
she's
got
right,
spikes.
though. Like we fish 1/4 ounce bucktails all the way up to 1.5, which is what's in that box that you have for the giveaway. And those 1/4 ounce ones, like not many people fish 1/4 ounce bucktails.
Nobody.
But last year in the fall,
We did excellent.
when those peanut bunker come in, yeah, that's the one. When the peanut bunker come in, then you throw that 1/4 ounce and you're catching fluke.
Perfect.
You're catching. I was catching 20 to 25, 30-pound striped bass on a 1/4 ounce bucktail on a 7-foot rod, size 3000 Shimano Stratic, 15-pound braid. There's so much fun in a small setup like that. But for me, since you took bucktails, and we've talked about the mag darter too many times. You got all the metal lips, everything catches fish, but I know we might get some slack for this, but I love the SP minnows. You can't really go wrong with a good SP minnow, whether it's the 5-inch or the 6-inch. But I have noticed lighter line with them works a lot better than using the heavier line, and that's when you get more. You get a little bit more scared fishing around piers and fishing around rocks when you're using that lighter line. But especially with those 5-inch ones, you use lighter leader, no barrel swivel, just a simple little like FG knot.
There you go.
Then you're gonna get that nice wiggle, that nice jerk and pause with that SP, and then you're just gonna get slammed by stripers and bluefish, or just creep and crawl and have that little wiggle going really, really slow. Can't really go wrong with that.
Yeah, without a doubt. I've always believed in SP minnows, and I'm going to tell you, chicken scratch on that evening sunset is my favorite. I love to use that. Slow retrieve has always been for me for stripers. Extra slow in the winter months. Fish are very lethargic then. They're not going to go spending their energy chasing any lure. I don't care what lure you have, but it's very important to just be careful and understand when it's time to reel regular or when it's reel a little slower. Other than that, I want to go back to Paulie again. Paulie, I just want to say you are a very knowledgeable guy in both fields, fresh and saltwater. I've known that since the first day I watched your first video. I believed in your brother a lot then. But anyway, he was on there in the beginning. I know he was doing a lot of the talking back then. But it's nice to see you over the years, grow on your own and then meet Erica, your life partner. It's a beautiful thing that you guys are together on this. And I'm very happy that you're both here tonight. I wasn't sure if you were both going to be on, so I'm very happy that you're both on. And a lot of the subscribers and the new people who are on here, thank you so much for showing up. And everybody else who didn't make a donation, make a donation. It's only $1. It's not a lot of money here we're talking about. That dollar, go ahead, honey. What were you going to say?
No, I have a question from Brian Waterman. What's your favorite technique, lure, and time of year to fish? Do you fish a certain tide at different times in the year?
All right, I'll take this one. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so she said bucktail as one of her favorite baits. I'm going to go with bucktail for this specific situation. I like springtime. I like current. I like moving water. And I like my bucktails. You put a little grub on there, whether it's like a 5-inch grub or like one of those fat cow or one of those jigging strips. You put them on there. You need some action going around in the current. But I just love swinging bucktails. So if you can cast up current, get your bait down to wherever they are, and it really depends on where they are. You got to find them. If they're up higher, use the lighter bucktails. If they're down lower, use those heavier bucktails and get that sweeping motion. And that's what it is, if bait's just going with that current and just going swimming with the current, and then all of a sudden it sees a bigger fish that's gonna eat it, it does that quick little dart. Yeah. So all of a sudden you're following that current, keeping your line taut, and then you just do a little jerk, and that bait fish comes up and then slows back down, and all of a sudden, boom, you get slapped with a 30-pounder, and then it's out of nowhere too, because you know, you could be working a fast moving bait like the SPs, or you're just cranking whatever, and then all of a sudden you feel a fish, but you're cranking. When you're floating and dragging bucktails, you're just all of a sudden, and then boom, rod's down. It's like that's one of my favorite.
Paulie,
times to
again,
fish.
I have to interrupt you right there because you said something so smooth before that I loved. So the last time I caught fish was in November. That was the last time I went. December 7th, I broke my ankle on the trip out in Connecticut. I was starting my winter fishing then. But anyhow, my last day was in New Jersey. I got on a blitz, and that current was moving right to left. Like you couldn't believe it was going so fast. But I want to know what you just said about, so you're out there and it's moving with the current and you got that little fish coming in. And he comes in, he sees that big fish there. He's going to make an ad for it before that big guy gets it. Now all of a sudden you give it a little jerk. And that little jerk, okay, makes the little fish miss it or whatever, and there's the big guy waiting for it. Tell me a little bit about that little piece of knowledge that you just gave. I want to hear more about that part in detail.
So yeah, when it comes to that, this is all my experience, and I've had to say that in all my videos because everyone's always, you know, oh, you what are you, 25? You don't know much, and blah blah blah. You don't have 40 years of experience like me. But from my experience, you know, like big fish, especially in freshwater too, same situation. They don't really they sit. You know, when you find that current going around, the little guys are the ones moving around. They're trying to find fish. They're kind of trying to find something to eat. Mm-hmm. They have more energy, more energy, I guess. And bigger fish are just a little bit lazy. Like her giant fish, it was a fatty, but she was just slow rolling something. But when it comes to the bigger fish, like freshwater, saltwater, they're just sitting around. And fish need food to eat. You know, if they don't eat, they're not gonna live. So this is where teasers come in handy too. This is why, in my opinion, why they're so important is when your bait is following your teaser. So let's say you're using a topwater. It might affect how your topwater works, but if you're using a topwater bait and you have a teaser up here and the bait's chasing your teaser like this, right? A lot of the times you're gonna get that bite on that teaser because they want what the bait fish want. And they're going to go after that thing that the little fish are going after. Sure. So they're very opportunistic. So when it comes to the bigger fish, they're just going to chase after the I guess, first bait fish to get that specific bait that second bait fish is actually chasing. If that made any sense whatsoever.
It did, because
it's jealousy. They need it to survive. Absolutely. They want what something else wants. So just making something work like that is...
The striper is one greedy animal, let me tell you.
Yeah, well,
he is greedy.
Yeah, when you need to eat to survive, and that's all you do, becomes important.
I wanted to say about the teaser, I love what you said about the teaser. I love it, and it's true to 100%. I believe the same thing. I don't use them enough, but I will tell you that for the 30 years that I fished in Jones Beach, 35 Field 6, and I got to tell you, man, everybody in that section of beach, they all use teasers. And 75% of the time, they get them on the teaser. They're just jealous fish. They're like, he's going to eat that other one. I'm going to eat him first. Then I'm going to eat the other one. Yeah. But it's a fact. You don't know what it is, but that fish, man, I just love striped bass fishing. I think it's great. I know a lot of people down in the the southern states, they love their snooks down there. It's comparable to the striped bass. Maybe someday if I ever get down to Florida, I'll switch over. But I feel that's going to be very tough to do. You're going to take some trips back up north with me, honey? Sure. I don't think so. Anyway. But, I loved what you said about that. I believe that that's very true. Lots of guys fish with teasers. And not that the guys that don't fish with teasers don't do good. Everybody does good. It's a matter of... putting in the time always and the grind. You got to put in a lot of time and the grind. Erica didn't go out and catch that 50-pounder her first time fishing. If that ever happens to you, just quit fishing because it's never going to happen again. Yeah. But, Erica, I'm very happy for that catch that time. I want to personally tell you what a great catch you had. I could see it. You were like, amazing. When you were holding that fish, right, and the video was running, and he was talking to you, You were like in shock. You weren't even answering him correctly. You're like, yeah. Oh, I got him. Yeah. I was like, she's trying to get him up, and he's so big and heavy. It was great. I loved it.
Is it that photo
Yeah,
there?
it was crazy.
What's that? Yeah, that's the one. Put it up. Honey.
Is it?
Yeah, that's it. That's
Okay,
the
we're
one.
going to show it. I have
So
this
there's
one
that
here
fish, guys.
saved.
If you haven't seen it, look at that fish. Erica,
My
did you
goodness.
sit on your knees because you just couldn't stand up and lift it, or was it easier to just get it there?
Well, if anyone's seen the video, because like we actually had it on
I
video.
did. I saw it.
I did at some point. I did get up with the fish,
Yeah.
but I'm like struggling to stand
I
up with
know.
it. In this picture, I just kind of rolled it onto myself
I
because
see.
I didn't think I could lift it up all the way. So I just rolled it onto myself. He took a quick picture, and then it rolled back down, and then we tried to get it back in. But I tried to pick it up and walk to like the edge of the water with it, and it weighed like more than half of my weight, so it was a lot.
Erica,
But
let me tell you, that is a beautiful fish.
Amazing.
I know you guys worked it and got it back in the water quick, whatever, catch and, not whatever, but released it safely after that, which I'm glad to know of. And again, what did you get him on again? I forget.
it was a mag darter. It was
Mag
a
darter,
5-inch
there you
bone
go.
mag darter.
Beautiful,
Nice.
beautiful, very nice. I'm looking at the picture right now, and I'm like, wow. Put that picture up, honey. There you guys are. This is a really cool picture of you guys. I love this.
This is
I did
a
my own little
selfie.
creativeness in this, which I blew it up a little bit and brought it closer. Do you see it? Is it up yet? I don't know. You guys might be on the trip. You guys look great there, I think.
Aw,
Do you see it yet?
yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
upstate.
Yep.
Yeah, that's such a cool picture. I love that
That was
picture.
the end of our honeymoon.
Oh, that was it.
Oh.
You could see he's thinking already, is she going to let me go fishing tomorrow? No, what's this going to be? But
I think
totally
we were
awesome.
actually walking to a fishing spot on that
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah, I know
we,
where
you-
that is.
we found a moose print in the ground.
Yeah.
Let's go this way. The moose print goes that way. But that's the
Yeah,
water,
right.
honey. Don't worry about it. Let's go this way. Anyway,
What happened?
I want to get this thing moving. It is 8:30 a little bit. You guys can hang out a
Whoa.
little bit. We're just going to give these away. You want to put the overhead on, honey?
Okay.
So if everybody out there left a comment on last week's live stream, that was the live stream with, what was it? Brandon Saucely. Yeah, he was on last week. And if you left a comment on the bottom there, then you're in it. We're going to run a comment picker right now. I was going to do just one winner, but what is one guy going to do with 3 of these? There's going to be 3 winners today. And good luck to you. That's
Spread it
Spike's
out.
Bucktails. Hold on. Spike's Bucktails, Long Island, New York. That's youtube.com. And that's Get Real Bass Fishing. You get 5 bucktails. You want to reveal the ounces on there, each one of them again?
Yeah, it goes from 1/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce, 1 ounce, and 1 1/2.
It's the best, man. That's probably the best sizes you can have. But the 1/4 ounce is what really intrigued me. I didn't even know they existed, but they do. And there it is right there.
Exactly.
So go ahead, honey. You got the first winner up, and that is
Okay, here we go.
Wormway. There he is. Put it up.
Wormway. Oh man, it's a lot of setup. Hold on a second.
I know. You got to have these things ready. She did the spin, but hold on.
Is
We've got to
Wormway
show
here?
you guys.
Yep, Wormway is here.
Yep.
I
So
have
put
to
it
go
up.
here, and then I have to
And
go
go there.
here.
And then you got to go there. There it is. Wormway, congratulations on that. You win the first Spike's Bucktails, Long Island, New York, youtube.com. Get Real Bass Fishing. If you feel unlucky and you don't feel like you're going to win the next 2 giveaways, suggestion, just give them a call right now and settle it all and get your Bucktails definitely. But anyway, let's do the second one right now. Okay, who's on second? Let's go.
Hold on.
Let's spin it
Gotta
off.
Start it over. Hold on.
There you go. And the winner is Greg Pinellas. Greg, are you out there
Greg
tonight, Greg?
Pinellas.
Put it up on the screen so they could see it. Greg Pinellas, are you out there? And there he is. Here you go. Thank you, Greg Pinellas. You got another box of, and I like the way you have it set up, man, because I tell a lot of the bucktail builders, you should get some boxes. It's really nice. You get a nice full set here. I'm a mechanic at work, so I'm in air conditioning refrigeration. So I have plenty of stuff where I go from a large screwdriver to a small screwdriver, and I have it set up in cases like this. So when I see it, it's good and bad. It reminds me of work. And anyway, John Crianis, another winner again. You got it, John Crianis. Spikes Bucktails. So there's the 3 winners today. John Crianis, Spikes Bucktails, Long Island, New York. I'm going to say it again to entrench it into your heads. Get Real Bass Fishing. I like this gentleman. I like his wife, too. They're great fishermen. You know his bucktails are going to be just as good due to the fact that they love their sport and they care about their sport. These people are catch and release. If you watch their videos and you see them, they do care about the striped bass community and our future striped bass fishermen. Sure. I'm so happy you guys got to the show today. Is there anything else you guys would like to say to anybody out there, to your newborn, to anybody out there? Anything?
Hi, Mom.
There you go. Just don't say I'm going to Disney World. I can't.
You.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I said if you don't like fishing, then we're returning you.
I thought you were going to say we're going to Disney World. No, I can't afford that. Stop.
But no, really, just thank you to everyone who's been following for. I have 13 plus years on YouTube. You joined yesterday, last month, a year ago. Doesn't matter. Thank you so much for all the support. Thank you to you for having us on here. To you and your wife.
Yes.
We really appreciate it. We've been trying this for a long time, but we finally made it happen.
Yeah, we
today,
finally made it.
I'd say that we'd be willing to do another show with you, but
and I can't
whenever
wait
there's
for that.
time.
I can't wait for that. I like to do one. Now, I'm booked until July. There is Mother's Day open. That's not happening. And there is Father's Day open, and that's not happening. So, but I'm booked until July, but maybe sometime like August or September, right before the fall season, I think would be a wonderful time. We're going to talk, and we'll get you on the show again. I wish I could get you on sooner, because if I had earlier dates open, I'd have you on again, just because of the knowledge that everybody out there gets from you guys, and to get to see you live is great. Everybody gets to see the videos and all that.
Exactly.
But we were kind of hoping you guys would have a couple fight tonight on here. Really? No, I'm kidding. Viral goes viral. Mr. Poseidon's video goes.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Yeah, right. Paulie is down and out. His fishing career is over. What happened? You didn't see it on the Poseidon show? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
anyway,
boy.
Thank you to everybody who has attended tonight and who has been supporting me from the start. Danny D. Morales, Dan McKay, Greg Pinellas, Bronx Surfcaster, WR, Turtle Cove Tackle, Tom Hood, Brock, Antagonizer Laws, Joe Pinto, Surfcaster, Chris, Tom Hood.
Thank you, guys.
John Francisconi, everybody
guys
out there. Rick Hernandez. You got also, who was working tonight?
Missed any of your comments?
Yeah, if we missed anything. Who was working tonight on the train?
Edwin
Rivera. I don't want to forget him. If I forget anybody, John McDowell, thank you so much. Say hi to your mom also. Wormway, thank you. Good night, fellas. WR. Dom AZ, thank you also for your donation earlier. Makeup Sunset, thank you so much. And say hi to your husband. And we'll see you guys next week. Other than that, thank you guys. Thank you, Paulie and Erica.
Thank you again.
God bless. We're going to go off on our ending dance that we always do here. So thanks, guys, and see you next week.
Peace out, everybody.
Thanks so much.
Billy the Greek next week. See you guys.
Bye.
It's not working, the end thing.
Okay.
You have to put it on.
End
My
the
whole
show.
board is not working
That's
tonight,
okay.
but that's okay. There we go. All right. See you guys next week. Oh, yeah, for those of the guys that won, just send me your address on my Instagram, and I'll get that box out to you. And for last week's winner, which was Kevin R., it'll be going out with these guys' stuff this week. Sorry about that, Kevin. Much to do. See you guys.